Hello, ciao. Good
Ciao.
morning. Ciao, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's amazing that we can finally see each other, since the first communication that we had by email. I remember that I saw your review, your amazing review about the book, and I was so interested to know more about you. And I started to think, why don't invite Barbara for a good conference call together? And finally, we are here together. Ciao,
Yes.
Ciao, Barbara. Let me say something about Barbara Rubel. Is a keynote speaker and a trainer, author, and consultant. True?
True.
Fantastic. Can you tell us more about you, about your life?
I was in the hospital and I was about to give birth to not one baby, not two, not two, but 3 little baby boys when I was told that my father killed himself. He killed himself at a time when I could not believe that I'm about to give birth to triplets, his grandchildren, and he ended his life. He had deteriorating discs in his back and he could not live with the pain any longer. And so he ended his life at a time when my babies were starting their life.
Ooh.
It was quite an experience, but as you said in your book, experience is useful, but what truly counts is to what end we use it. And that quote, when I read your book, it really resonated in me because we all have experiences in life and we have to make a choice as to what we do with that experience. My father killed himself and I could have done nothing with it and just been grieving and missing him, or I could have done something with it. So I went back to school and I got a master's. I already had a BS in psychology, but I got a master's in community health with a concentration in thanatology, which is the study of death, dying, and bereavement. Because I knew that my father's suicide, I was not the only one. There are other people out there who've experienced a devastating loss by suicide, or homicide, or car crash, or drug overdose. We've all experienced loss. And my life's mission was to, as you say in your book, win the game of life, because this is a game. Life is a game, but we are traumatized in that game. We are grieving in that game. It's not all fun and happiness. There are moments in that game of life that tug at our heart and break our heart into a million pieces. So, but we take that experience, Luigino, we take that experience and we do something with it. We make meaning out of it. I got involved with suicide prevention and postvention. I started a support group for suicide law survivors. I served on a board of directors for a suicide organization. I spoke, I became a speaker for suicide. I would not have done that on my journey through life if my father didn't end his life. So is that destiny? Is that fate?
Yeah.
What is it?
Interesting. You become a servant of this mission, to deliver so huge, big value to people, because I think that the feeling in that moment probably are that you feel that you are totally lost, and you start to maybe to lose your strong beliefs. You start to go away, fly away, and you start to ask to yourself a lot of things. Means that I think that you can help a lot of person today, and congratulations for your mission, because it's not easy, especially because you need to enter totally in empathy with the person and to try to understand a lot of things. And I remember that for me, in some situation, complicated situation, was never easy to find the right words, because for example, I'm afraid to say something that maybe hurt the person, or yes, it's not easy. You work in an area that very challenging, because you are in contact with the emotions, so you are in contact with the deep of the person. Wow. But of course, you have passion, other passion in your life. How you enjoy your life? How you follow your meaning, but do you have other passion also that to be grateful of this life?
Yes, to be grateful. Like in your book, when I read your book, you said, arm yourself with curiosity. I loved that saying. That's why I gave you that review. Arm yourself with curiosity. What are you curious about now that you've experienced that loss? What are you curious about now that your life has been changed? How do you make meaning out of what happened to you? And our strength, one of our strengths is being curious. And when you are curious, you ask questions. So you experienced a loss, you experienced a life-changing, maybe a job loss, or God forbid, a child loss, or it could be non-death related loss as well. Our brain just knows the dissonance or the distress because it knows you experienced a loss. So how do you wrap your mind around that? Well, that's why I like what you said about being curious. I was open to working with people who were bereaved. Now I work with those professionals who help the bereaved. But in the beginning of my career, I was curious about what they lost. What did that mean to you? Who was that person? Share your memories. And when you say, I'm afraid to say something, I might say something wrong, just the gift of presence, which means you show up. You don't even have to say a word, holding a hand, a hug, just being present for someone when they are in the depths of despair is truly a gift. And if you say something, always say, I'm sorry, of course. And then move it to what they miss. I love that. When they tell me what they miss, because I get to know about the person who died. What do you miss about the person? Oh, I miss going fishing with my brother, or I miss going out to lunch with my cousin, or you mention things after they die, what you miss, and then they come alive through the storytelling. Through that lost narrative, you learn so much about that person's life, and you learn their name, and you could repeat their name, which is a beautiful thing. And you could explore the depth of their story and what it means to experience that loss.
Amazing. And I saw that I understand from your website there is this word compassion fatigue. What is compassion fatigue? Because compassion, I know, but this compassion fatigue.
I am a keynote speaker and trainer and virtual keynoter. And what I explore is how you as an individual, a professional, you work with someone who's experienced a trauma, a loss, a life transition, difficulties in life. And you are empathetic and you are compassionate. You care about them and you want to help them. You want to provide assistance. So you put your heart and soul into your work. Whether you are a fireman, a policeman, a therapist, social worker, nurse, clinician, practitioner, the list is endless. You are present and you give compassion, you give love, and you work hard to work with that person. But what happens in giving of yourself is you experience fatigue, exhaustion from that, as Figley says, cost of caring. It's the cost of caring. You care, so you start to experience secondary traumatic stress, which is that the person you're helping, they experience primary trauma. But somehow, Luigino, you are experiencing the same exact symptoms as the person you're providing support to. How can that be? Why are you waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning in a sweat because you're thinking about their story? So you experience the secondary trauma. You can also experience job burnout because of coworkers and because of just the job itself. So you have job burnout and secondary traumatic stress are basically two elements that make up compassion fatigue. But there's one more thing that we really need to be aware of, and that's vicarious trauma. as you listen to someone's story, or you read documents that are horrific in nature, or you see a video or hear a 911 call, depending upon your position in life, you can become vicariously traumatized by the other person's experience and take that on in your body, in your mind, in your soul.
Interesting, but this is because our brain, we are connected in some way, and we evolve like a human being in some way. There is some mechanics that generate this.
Yes, because we are human. And during my keynotes, I ask a question to those in attendance. I say, raise your hand if you're human. And at least a third of the attendees raise their hand. So I know 1 out of 3 people are human. Bottom line is, we have to recognize that in our helping role, we are impacted by that. And if we don't take care of ourselves, then we cannot continue to do the job and help other people. So if you care about those that you help, no matter what your position in life, you need to put yourself first in order to help them. And the problem with those who are empathetic and compassionate is they don't put themselves first. So if anything, if we learn anything in our time together here, Luigino, is that put yourself first and don't feel guilty about doing that. Take the time for yourself. Rest. Listen to the silence. Look outside and have a feeling of awe, you know, because right now we feel so closed in. Just look at the sky and say, you know, I'm not alone. There are other people in the world. You're in Hungary. I'm in New Jersey. And we're looking at the same sky. We can have a sense of awe in the moments. And as you said in your book, give meaning to our existence, right? You said that, not me.
Yeah.
So we can give meaning to our existence in just the moment. Appreciate who you are, take care of yourself first, so then you could take care of others.
Yeah, you know, my skin now is, your words is so powerful, and I can see that also your energy is amazing. Congratulations, because
Thank you.
yes, only in this way, you know, transmitting all this life energy, you can help the others. Yes.
What is life energy? How would you define life energy?
It's good. It's good. It's something that I think is connected. Something that you bring out from your soul to the consciousness, and you are able to transform this awareness in action. You know, you use your biology, you use your physicality to transform this connection, this idea, imagination, thought in a physical action and result. This is why my book is written that for me, success is the ability. It's not something that you reach. I reach the success, now I'm successful. No, it's one ability. It means that it's a daily action, it's a moment by moment action, is this ability to imagine and realize a better future for us and for the others. Means it's something that you bring from your soul through consciousness, this imagination, inspiration, with enthusiasm, you transform in something in the space-time, in the physical reality, you transform in physical, concrete result. And is that in every moment to be connected with your higher self in this way, in every moment to generate a better future, a better now and future, because the future is a consequence of several now, for a better future for us and for the others. Means that if everybody are able to do this, for sure we can evolve in a positive way. All humanity can evolve in a positive way. This is what I can feel that life energy is for me. And for you?
Yeah. Very, very similar. Life energy does transform us, but energy is not always positive. Energy could be a negative energy that weighs you down, and you have to balance the negative energy with the positive energy. So you have to have that balance in life, balance with like work-life balance, finding meaning in your job, balance in that, balance in taking care of your children, your spouse, and your elderly parents and friends and family that weigh you down and put you off balance. But it's about transformation and staying on that road of discovery to say, I can transform through this. I could become a better person. I could do something different with my life. I could look within, like you even said, open the inner doors, right? That's your quote. Open the inner doors. If you don't open the inner doors, then there's no way you're going to get out of your own way.
Yes, absolutely. You know, for me, we are all our senses look outside. You know, our eyes, all our senses, our five senses look outside, and this is the reason why we lose this let's say sense that need to look inside, no? And we are distracted for all this information from the physicality, you know, from the physical world. But there is a one biggest domain that is inside, you know, and we need to retrain, you know, ourselves to have this moment for you, for your introspection moment, you know, to go inside. And it's the way, in this way, when you balance the two parts, you become you create the equilibrium. This is why balance is exactly when the interaction inside outside is in balance. You know, this way you feel good, you feel the existing in good way. Yeah,
but to feel good, you need to identify your strengths. I'm very strength based. So are you devoted, restrained, funny, enthusiastic? My favorite strength, the one that is my go-to strength, is my love of learning. I read the research on compassion fatigue, vicarious trauma, burnout, right? I'll constantly. And then my other strength is wisdom. So I impart that to professionals to keep them healthy in their workplace. So I am working to my strengths, and that's what I value. So if we learn anything about ourselves, what are your strengths? Is it being motivated, being humble, your faith, being loyal? I mean, there's a million strengths. What is your strength? How do you use it to build up your life? Go within, like I think, like you say, give meaning to your existence. So give meaning to your existence by following your value system and living your strengths. And then you'll be helping so many other people because you're focusing on you first.
Yes. And personally, really, I like to feel that mainly you need to feel that you are a creator, you know, because we are a projection of, let's say, the soul of everything, let's say the universe, but more, no, also the transcendent part means that we are this emerging unit of consciousness in space-time that with the ability to create. We are the universe in one body, and we are here to be creator. And this is it's amazing. It's beautiful, you know. We need to.
That's your strength, Leo Gino. That's your strength, being creative. Yeah. And you become this creative being by doing these Instagram posts and writing the books and inviting guests to talk about their worldview. You say discover new perspectives, personal growth, right? That's one of your sayings. How can we experience personal growth from what we experienced, especially during this past year, if we don't go within, if we're not curious about our experience and how we can move that forward and make meaning out of it and experience that personal growth or post-traumatic growth, depending upon how resilient you are. We can build our resilience. We just have to look inward.
Yes, it's true. Amazing words from you. Wow. Another question. Now we living with this challenging period, you know, that is I consider something like a period where the changing is fast, because time give always change, you know, and only this time we have that there is something like kind of acceleration on transformation of the world. means that we need to be more flexible, more dynamic to understand what's happened outside, understand your position in this situation, and to let you also to transform yourself very fast, to don't be stick to the status quo, and to evolve and to see in this period like a challenging period where you can discover maybe the real you, or challenge you to be the best you. And in this challenging period, how this challenging period has affected your activities, for example? In which way you see the evolution of your activities in this COVID era?
Well, you mentioned flexibility, being flexible. I needed to rethink the way I think about my career. I was a keynote speaker and trainer, so every week I'd get on an airplane and travel across the country. It hasn't been like that for a whole year. Instead, I have a webinar every single day. It was my busiest year yet, which is crazy, but I'm a thanatologist, COVID-19. I wrote a course book for elite healthcare on COVID-19, loss, grief, and bereavement. I wrote Death, Dying, and Bereavement, but I didn't say goodbye, helping families after a suicide. So you see, my foundation is death, dying, and bereavement. So I'm out on the road speaking because we have so much death, dying, and bereavement. This year, it moved to webinars. And I had to rethink the way I think about being online. That's not who I am. Now it is. Now I'm a virtual keynoter, but I never did that before. And I'm so busy because the world is hurting. People are hurting. Professionals are burned out and they need support. And so my whole world changed. I needed to rethink the way I thought about my business. I had to be a flexible thinker and brainstorm ideas to rework my career, reimagine my career, and it worked out. And I think that's what we need to do, to just look at the way we think about our personal world and be open to new ways of examining our present and moving into our future, because it is going to be a new future, especially with Zoom and Instagram and meeting people virtually. And you know what? You felt that. As I did during this 30-minute interview, I felt the energy. I felt like you aren't in Hungary or Budapest, right?
Yes.
I'm in New Jersey. It was like, yeah, he gets it. We're helping people. We're talking about things that are important. There was this energy virtual, and it happens, and it's good.
Yes, it's, really, we need to use all this tool, because probably this can be also the way that we can feel also more connected in different way, but more connected. And I think that we can more easily contaminate each other in this way, because normally, in the normal time, you have your group of person, and typically you meet, spend time only with people that have the same kind of culture or experience in the same area. But if we are able and to really to contaminate each other from long distance, different culture, you know, in this way, if you are open to see other perspective, and really we can accelerate in this process to be more united, because we are already all one, but we need to realize that we are one. Yes.
And we're all fabulous, because my whole principle is the fabulous principle. And F in fabulous is cognitive flexibility, rethinking the way you think about the world. A is about attitude, having a positive attitude, looking at your biases and cultural experiences. B is boundaries, keeping your boundaries, knowing when to say no. U is being united with others and connected, just like what you said. L is laughter, having a sense of humor, winning at the game of life. O is optimism. The other U is understanding job satisfaction, why you like doing what you do. And S is self-compassion, being kind to yourself, even when you screw up, even when you fail. Know that others fail too, as Kristen Neff says, and be kind and considerate to yourself and move on through life.
Yes, yes, true.
Fabulous.
True. I saw also that you are also one amazing author, and you wrote a book. Can you tell us something about your book?
Well, the last book came out in 2020, just last year, but I didn't say goodbye, helping families after a suicide. There were two other editions, but they're older editions. But I didn't say goodbye moves to a place of saying it doesn't matter what kind of relationship we had. It doesn't matter that they I'll always keep them in my memories, but I didn't say goodbye. And when you don't have that opportunity to say goodbye to someone that you love and they died, there is so much unfinished business that stays in our hearts forever. And that's why I started the book with the word but, because but I didn't say goodbye, helping families after a suicide. There are over 40,000 people that die annually in the United States by suicide, leaving millions of suicide survivors through the years, the generations. And as I talk about suicide postvention, which is helping people after a suicide, I realize that people share with me, oh, my uncle died of suicide, or my great-grandfather died of suicide, but I never told anyone that before. I hear that so often. So by writing this book, and it's on Amazon, it gives you the opportunity to say, I'm not alone. There are other survivors too, and I don't have to be stigmatized by what happened. I don't have to feel shame by what happened. It is a horrific loss. And by talking about it, maybe I could prevent another person from ending their life.
It's good. Really, it's an amazing word from you. And congratulations again for your activities. I think that yes, we are in our time. The people that want to, let's say, contact you because they need help from your, from your side. In which way they can be in contact with you, and which channel?
Well, it's barbararubel.com, BarbarARubel.com. That takes you right to my website, so you can see all my videos and get in contact with me if you want information about my speaking to your group. You can also link in with me. I love LinkedIn. I'm new to Instagram, so I'm going to welcome new friends. I don't know what we're called on Instagram.
Yes.
I know on LinkedIn it's contact, on Facebook it's friends. What are we called on Instagram? Do you know?
Followers, probably. Yes.
Followers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I welcome that experience. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk with you today after reading your book. I was excited about this interview. So, because your quotes are amazing, especially open the inner doors. Doesn't that give us all permission to go inward, to move forward? I love that.
Yeah, but I can imagine, I like to imagine this door that is not so, is little open, and there is the light, one light that comes out from this door, and this light suggests to you some curiosity, you want to know the source of this light. And maybe if you open this door, you can see that the light is you. Maybe. Who knows, or something else.
I think the light is the inner child that we all have, who gives us permission to play in life and to continue being happy in spite of all the sadness.
Wow. Yeah, interesting. Thank you so much. Really was amazing for me. One amazing experience to have the opportunity to know you. And I hope that we can continue this contact each other and relation, and congratulations for your mission of life, because really is I can see that you can deliver a lot of value. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.